What's up, Vault Dwellers? It's Top Ranking Noob, and I'm back at it again with another helpful video for Fallout 76. And hey, if you guys want to check out some really cool Fallout 76 gear, make sure you head on over to U4GM. I'm going to be putting a link down in the description along with a coupon code that's going to save you 5%. So this video is for those of you trying to craft your own ammo. Whether it's ultracite ammo or regular ammo, you're probably going through lead like crazy. This is my favorite location to grind lead, but it doesn't just have lead, it's also got bobbleheads, magazines, plans, it's got all kinds of little goodies, so I'm going to show you a lot of treasures in this location. If you guys find this video helpful, please smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you hit that bell, you'll be the first to be notified anytime I have new updates. That being said, let's get started. So we're going to start here at the Pleasant Valley Ski Resort is what I believe it's called. It's right next to the top of the world. And for this video, I emptied out all of my junk so you can see exactly how much lead I'm going to be getting. Now, I've actually found this location by doing YouTube searches for lead farming. And the problem with those videos is they only showed us these 3 traps right here. These are can traps. Each trap has 9 cans on it, and each can is going to give us 1 piece of lead and 2 pieces of steel. Now, the problem with the other videos that I watched is they only showed us those 3 traps, and there's quite a bit more traps in this area that we can take advantage of to make sure we're getting as much lead as we can. So let's go ahead and scrap these 3, and I'm going to show you. We get 54 pieces of steel and 27 pieces of lead off of that. That's enough to craft quite a bit of ammo. But we're already here. Let's go ahead and grab up all the rest of the traps. Now, aside from traps, though, there's a lot, and I mean a lot of other great things in this area. I found a lot of bobbleheads, a lot of magazines, as well as plans, recipes, and mods as well. So I'm going to show you all of this. And one of the first ones that I found, and I guarantee you I didn't find them all, but they're just littered all over the place. If you go into this vendor here, there's going to be a bobblehead sitting up on this shelf. It may not spawn for you every time, but there's so many bobblehead and magazine locations around here that you're going to find something if you search these areas. As we come up and go down the hall, just before you get out of this door, or right after you get out of this door, there's often a magazine sitting right here on the table, for example. And I found some really great magazines. If you didn't know, magazines are going to give you a 30-minute buff. It'll give you an hour-long buff if you got the Curator perk card. But some of them actually drop like the Pip-Boy video game. So I found in the location I just showed you on that table, I actually found the Red Menace video game, which is Fallout's version of Donkey Kong, basically. Once you're done looking for those, though, if you go right down the stairs here just before you get into this little base, there are 3 more tin can traps. So that's going to be 27 more pieces of lead, along with the 54 steel if you need them. So here you can really start gathering up all of those resources to craft the ammo that you need. Once you grab that up, we're going to head north, if I can find where north is. And there's going to be 3 more of these tin can traps. So we're going to have, like, what is that, 79 pieces of lead in a single run. Before we go in there, though, there's also a magazine that spawns here on the podium, as well as a mod, and these are going to be random every time. But here you can see the other 3 traps. So all 9 of these traps are really close together. If you add it up, it's like 79 pieces of lead, assuming that all of the traps are present. But go right up the stairs, there's going to be another bobblehead, in this case leader. Now, which one spawns is going to vary every time you come in, but if you go right around the corner, there's going to be another bobblehead that you can pick up as well, in this case Charisma. So, I mean, and they're all right next to each other. Go a few more feet, and right here on the bedpost is yet another magazine. So, I mean, they're just all consolidated, and if you're here grinding lead anyways, why not go ahead and take a look and see if you can grab these up. Now, that's it for the lead traps. And here's an example of one of the video games I found, the Grognut video game. You just pop that in your Pip-Boy, and it's like a whole nother game inside a game. For those of you that have been playing Fallout for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about here. But that's it for the leather. I'm going to show you some other things in here. If you head right down this cliffside, there is like this market, this street. And this market's got all kinds of goodies in there. Here you can see some plans. It's got the crafting tables. But here's another mod that you can find. Again, it's going to be random. Every time you log into a server, it's going to be different. If you keep going down, there's another power armor unit set here. So, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. all kinds of great treasures. And if you need lead here anyways, why not check all of this stuff out? Keep going down here and you're going to find, I believe, a recipe. This place is not short of recipes. There's about like a dozen different kitchens in this area, and kitchens are a great place to find recipes. There's another recipe here. You're also going to find canned dog food, purified water, and anytime you see these workbenches, you're going to see a plan here. At this point, I couldn't decide whether or not I actually wanted to pick up that plan because I don't use a flamethrower, but you never know what tomorrow brings, so why not just pick it up if you can get in there. Once you're done exploring the market, there's a bunch of busted up houses right behind the little market area. And these houses have got a lot more other bobbleheads and magazines in there. I think mostly magazines at this point. Magazines and other plans and recipes. And so this is a great place to find all of these. Magazines and bobbleheads were something that I just kind of didn't pay attention to at first. So there should be one on this table. It just fell on the floor. And this one was Tales from the West Virginia Hills. If you actually pick it up, it has the little holotapes that have the story in there. Holotapes that you might have found in other areas like in Flatwoods when you first started the game. So some of these magazines contain those holos, whether it's a storytelling holo or a video game holo. And that's kind of what sparked my interest in finding these magazines. Plus, they're just extra buffs. And if you got the magazine, why not use an extra buff? Now, different magazines are going to offer different buffs, just like the bobbleheads. The bobblehead buffs last by default 1 hour. The magazines are going to last 30 minutes. But if you have this Curator perk card, and it's only 1 point, it's going to double that for each one of them. Again, we're here in a kitchen. Anytime you see a kitchen is where you're probably going to find a recipe. Recipes aren't really all that rare, but I take a look when they're by, because you never know when you're going to find something you don't have already. Once we're done with this house, we're just going to, I run through the back here. We're running right behind the Coliseum where we just saw the power armor. And we're going to go to this other side where there's a group of 3 other houses. Now, I've done this run several times. The magazines and the bobbleheads don't spawn all the time, so there's probably a bunch that I missed. So if you're in the area and you're looking around and you find some that you notice I missed, let us know down in the comments. Share with the group. I always appreciate you guys when you fill me in on this. But if you go into this house, there's often a magazine just chilling on the coffee table here. Now, there's one more house that I found other stuff in. And this one, it's usually got a few more... I usually find these super mutants here. I'm sure the bad guys vary. In this case... they didn't seem too interested in fighting. They were just kind of standing there getting shot, which is my favorite kind of enemy. But the only thing I actually found in here, and there's probably more, but I did find a mod that was just kind of chilling in this bedroom underneath this little nightstand thing. And so that's all that I found so far. Like I said, if you guys find some more, go ahead and search the area and let us know down in the comments. But now that we've got all the tin cans, let's go ahead and break them down and see what we come up with total. I was having some server trouble here, but you can see that I had 54 more tin cans in total. So that's another 54 lead and another 108 for steel altogether. Well, altogether, including what we had before. So we ended up with a grand total of, if I can pull this up, 81 pieces of lead and 162 pieces of steel. And if that's not enough for you, not a big deal. All you got to do is log out of the server and log back in. Here's one of those magazines that wasn't there last time here. This is where I found the Red Menace, but the magazine that you're going to find is going to be different every time. I can't promise you what magazine you'll find. But anyways, if you're not interested in the magazines and you're not interested in the bobbleheads, no big deal. You can actually do this run in maybe about a minute, maybe a minute and a half. It depends on your weapons, because you will have to find a bad guy. Also note that somebody else could have been on the server and already looted these traps, in which case they're not going to be there for you. But if you do, what did we say, 81 pieces of lead, if you get all 9 of them, you do 2 or 3 server hops and you're going to be able to make all kinds of ammo. And if it takes a minute and a half per run, do another 2 minutes of load screens between server hops, just depending on your system. In 10 minutes, you could easily have over 240 pieces of lead. And then, of course, you got all the steel that you could possibly need to go along with that. You should be able to craft plenty of ammo with that. Versus trying to do like a workbench where you can actually farm the lead. That method takes forever versus this. So hopefully this makes life easier for you. I hope you guys found this video helpful. And if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I do appreciate you guys watching, and if you guys do find some other cool items in this area, always let us know in the chat. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.